Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, everyone, for joining me for this another episode of the Call a Friend podcast, the podcast with a difference, the Call a Friend network, seeking to bring spirit, soul, and body into alignment with the Holy Ghost, into alignment with our Creator, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. Thank you so much for joining me, and I welcome you to this another episode of the Call a Friend podcast as we continue with our health focus. I've been going on for quite a while about all these illnesses and sicknesses and all these diseases and matters of our health. And I do hope it has been helping somebody to make some change in their life for the better. Not only in terms of your physical health, but in terms of how you view yourself as a child of God, someone who God put here for a purpose. So we are taking care of our health so that at the end of the day, we are in tip-top shape to carry out our purpose here. Because I do believe this is important. So thanks for joining me and continuing to view the videos and to share it with your friends and families, because everybody needs to hear about their health. Health is no respecter of persons. Anybody can be affected by poor health, and we need to just to be aware, and that's the purpose of this series, just to bring it to the forefront of our minds. It is of vital importance. As I said before, if you don't have good health, nothing else really matters, because if you are laid up sick in bed, all the money in the world, all the hundreds of friends, followers, all the fancy positions, all the diplomas, degrees, the doctorates, all those masters of this and masters of that, if your health is not good, all those things is of none effect. So let us take a little time out to focus on our health and to keep on top of it. All right. Let me just hold the brakes a little bit. All right. So this is another episode of the Call a Friend podcast. And today I'm just going to touch a little bit on heart disease. And by no means am I giving medical advice. I am not a doctor. But I'm giving you facts, some facts according to the Ministry of Health Department, CDC, NIH, all those statistics, and my personal opinion as a medical professional myself. And I can tell you of what I have seen and observed, okay? And what I have experienced in my own life. So those are facts. Nobody can change what I experience. I know what I experience. So I can always share that and let you know. So looking at heart disease, I'm just going to be covering maybe heart disease, diabetes, and hypertension. And then I will close off the health focus. We can always go back and look at the past videos to see the topics that were covered and see if they can be of any help. I know they will be of some help to you. They are all coming from a different perspective. As I said, this podcast is unique. It's not same old, same old. This is very different. All right? This is a customized, specialized message for you. All right, let me get to it. Heart disease. Heart disease, number one. Can you imagine? Heart disease is the number one killer. The number one on the most wanted list. If it was an FBI list, this would be number one, most wanted. Why? Why is this number one? Why? And to think about it, it is preventable. Most of the cases, it's preventable. And yet it's number one. 1 in 5, according to CDC, 1 in 5 person dies every year. Of all people dying every year, 1 out of 5 is from heart disease, making it the number 1 on the hit list. So, this is not an easy task. This is not an easy task. And the term heart disease, they say it's a broad term because it covers various conditions of the heart. The heart itself, the structure, the muscle tissue, and the function. So it's as if all the problems that is associated with this organ, right there on the left side of our body, all those associated problems with it, they term it under heart disease. It can be a problem with the blood vessel, the rhythm, the muscle, and things of that nature that will lead to the heart to fail. It can lead to stroke, and it can lead to heart attack. And these are very serious conditions. I do not speak of these things lightly because I know it's a matter of life and death. It's not to be taken lightly. And even though sometimes I may smile, I may chuckle when I'm talking, these are all serious issues, my sisters, my brothers. These are serious issues. And I really hope that you get the message. You get the message. I made the term the other day. I put the term out there. Self-help care. We have to take responsibility for our health. We must. Because you can visit the doctor every day. You could even live in the doctor's office. If you do not do something to help yourself, what good is it? What good is it? Even if you're having chest pain, palpitations, all of those things, and you're getting medication, you're taking the medication, you still have to change your lifestyle. You still have to change your eating habits. So, my point, change it now. Don't wait. Don't wait until the doctor give you the final, verdict on the matter, or say this is it or you die. You don't have to get to that stage. I'm encouraging you to do something today so you do not get to that stage. I do hope this message is getting across to somebody. I really hope so. I really pray. There are common types of heart disease. I will just list 3 of them. You have coronary heart disease, can be, which is, let's say, the most common type, where you have plaque build up in your arteries and reduce flow to the heart. That's what causes the heart attack. Because if there's a blockage in those arteries, the muscles of the heart cannot get the blood supply that it needs to do its function, to pump. That's the function of the heart, to pump that blood from your head to your toe. You need a good pump to get that blood flow pumping. Your brain needs a lot of blood to circulate, to get all your cognitive functions in tune and working. Our body is beautifully and wonderfully made. And that heart muscle that we have, it has to do a lot of work. So, it needs a good, adequate, regular, constant, adequate flow of blood so it can pump regularly. Okay? So if there's any blockage, that's when you're going to have pain, heart attack. And that's not good. Heart attack. The other name is myocardial infarction. And when a artery is blocked, then the tissue cannot get the blood. If there is no blood, death of the tissue starts. The tissue starts to die, and that's when a lot of problems start. Problems after problems. You can have heart failure. Heart failure is when your blood, the heart cannot pump enough blood, so fluid is going to build up in the rest of the body, because all that blood, it just stays, it just starts to collecting down in your lower extremities. It starts to collect in all areas of your body, even in your lungs. Wow, this is no joke. This is no joke. I do not take this lightly. I'm encouraging you guys, take care of your heart, take care of your body. Coronary heart disease, heart attack, heart failure is not to be taken lightly. You can have, some people may have what they call arrhythmia, irregular beats. And me personally, I have irregular beats, but it's still normal. So, but you can have, like my heart always skip a beat, but I don't have any problems. I've done, ultrasound and all of that, but they didn't find anything wrong. I just know if you listen to it, you're gonna hear it skip a beat. I don't know why. So that's a rare thing, okay? But you have the other arrhythmia where it's more irregular, so to speak. So it misses the beat for a longer period, and that is not good, because it has to have a regular, constant beat to pump that blood so that blood can be flowing. I don't want to get too much into the details, because as you see, biology is my favorite subject ever, okay? The human anatomy, okay, I love that. But I don't want to get too much into that, because this is not an A&P class. But just to let you know, arrhythmia can also have fibrillation. That one, when your heart just starts to flutter. If you ever see a bird is dying and you see that the wings just fluttering, or back in the Caribbean when they cut off the head of the chicken, the body is still moving and flickering. It's something like that with the heart. It just starts to flicker. No particular rhythm, no, constant about it. It just jerking. That's the fibrillation. And that is not good. That is not good. Okay, atrial fib. Or the abbreviation, they would say AFib. So many terminologies. All right, bradycardia, slow heart rate. Unfortunately, I do know someone who passed away. A distant relative of mine. Heart rate was always so low. And it cannot be too low, it cannot be too fast. Tachycardia when it's too fast. It cannot be too fast, it just cannot be too fast or too slow. It has to be regular. Between 60 and 100 beats per minute. Okay? If it's below 60, it's a problem. You're going to have pile up. Your brain is not going to be getting enough blood supply. It's not coming. Come on, you need that blood. So, bradycardia is not good. Tachycardia is not good. It's like you're running a sprint, constant sprint. You're going to get tired. You're going to wear out too fast. So, from one extreme to the next, we don't want either of those. And there are other problems that can happen with your heart. The valve, And some people may be born with certain defects. So those we understand. And but most of these things is caused from lifestyle. Disease of the heart that makes it harder for the heart to pump blood. Cardiomyopathy. Pericarditis, inflammation of the lining, caused by infection, autoimmune disease. I tell you, there are so many things that can go wrong with this heart, with this body. But we have to be on top of it. We have to take our diet and our lifestyle seriously. Do not just live any and anyhow. Do not just eat any old thing and expect your body to function 100%. It does not work like that. It does not work like that. You buy a new car, you have an expensive car, you're not going to put any gas in it. So why are you going to put anything inside your mouth for your perfect body to function with imperfect fuel? No. You got to put the right fuel in to your body so it will function the right way. There are some symptoms of heart disease. And remember, as I said before, heart disease is a serious illness. It is almost over 90% caused by lifestyle choices and diet. Improper diet. So these things can be avoided. It can be avoided, okay? Unless you were born with problems with your heart or something. Other than that, you were born with a good heart. So it's up to you to take care of it. And if you have not been taking care of it all these years, as long as you're still standing, you're still cognitive, you're still alert, you can do something about it today. You can decide after you watch this video, or even while you're watching, you can put on your shoes and go for a walk. Go on the treadmill. Go, walk around the block. Have a salad for dinner. Do something. Drink some extra water. Make sure you're drinking adequate water. Your body is, being hydrated properly. There are a lot of things that we can do. Don't just be gulping down medication, and don't change your diet or your lifestyle. It will not work. I don't know how much more I can say. It will not work. You have to change it. So, which one is better? You want to change it now, or you want to change it when the doctor gives you the ultimatum? After you do your surgery on your heart, open heart surgery, that's the time you're going to change your diet. I beg you. I plead with you. Change it now. You don't have to get to that situation. You don't have to get to that stage. Change it now. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to change it anyway. So you may as well change it now and enjoy a better, easier, more active lifestyle. Alrighty. Symptoms of heart disease. There are quite a few. Just to mention some of them, you can have chest pain or discomfort. That's a key one. A lot of people know about that. You can have shortness of breath. You're not breathing properly, as I said. If the blood is piling up in your lungs, that's not good. That's not good. Congestive heart failure. So you will not be able to get oxygen. So you're going to have shortness of breath. That's another sign of heart disease. That could be a sign of heart disease. Fatigue. Always tired, no energy. That is not good. Dizziness. That's one of the things when bradycardia. That's what my relative was experiencing, always fainting, very lethargic, can't really do much activity. Bradycardia, the heart rate was just low all the time. Oh my goodness. Then you can have swelling in your ankles or your feet. That's when you may be having a high blood pressure, and that is not good when it comes onto the heart, because the pressure has to be normal so the heart is not under too much of a stress. All right, so those are some things you can look out for. If your heartbeat is irregular, check it out. Make sure you check it out. You're having a cold sweat or you're feeling nauseous, check it out. Okay? So these are some of the symptoms that could be pointing to heart disease. So if you're ever having any one of these, as I've said, these are facts that are there available for you to research at your leisure if you want. I am just here just to encourage you to take action. Take action. Don't wait until you're on the operating table to say, oh my God, if only I had known about this. You hear this thing today, you see this video, now you don't have any excuse. Nobody's putting a gun to your head and say, eat this fatty food or something, or eat this junk, or eat 3 servings of this. Nobody's forcing you. You are the one making that decision. Do not cut your throat with your knife and fork. Or do not dig a grave with your knife and fork. So please, listen. Causes. I'm not going to be able to finish everything today, but some of the causes are atherosclerosis, buildup of plaque. I mentioned that before. When these fatty, excess fat accumulate in the arteries, narrowing them and restricting the blood flow. Could be high cholesterol, high blood pressure, smoking, diabetes, inflammation. Remember, we talk about inflammation. It causes these things to accumulate in your arteries because the cells are inflamed and all kind of chaos starts. So those causes blockage in the artery, and that can cause heart attack. High blood pressure, as I said before, too much pressure is not good. Over a period of time, the wall's gonna get weak because they have been bombarded with all this pump. Too much of a high pressure. After a while, this thing is gonna collapse. So, look out for that. Keep your blood pressure in normal range, okay? Cut down on the salt, the stress. If you have excess weight, lose it. Exercise, okay? Because all these things can cause damage, and we do not want that. So, we know, a lot of us know all these things already, but we have to do something. Obesity, excess body fat, it causes a strain on the heart and increases the likelihood that your pressure is going to be high and that you may also get the diabetes. This is caused from unhealthy diet, physical inactivity, and it can lead to heart failure, stroke, and heart disease. Can you imagine? Being overweight is no good. No good. So just to look at a few more and then I'm going to wrap up. Smoking, the chemicals can damage the blood vessel. I mean, why would they want to put smoke on your tissue? But people smoke, and the smoke is going to cause problems in their lungs, and it can cause narrowing, making the arteries narrow and less flexible. increases the risk of heart attack, stroke, and blood clots. Diabetes, too much sugar is damage the vessel and the nerves. Poor diet, lack of exercise. You see, exercise can fix a lot of things. You have problems, just go run. Go run around the block. It fixes a lot of problems. You got to get active. You got to be moving. You got to get moving. Get moving, okay? High cholesterol. Too much cholesterol in the body leads to build-up of plaque in the arteries. Poor diet causes it again. Lack of exercise, obesity. So all these things causes heart problems. And I am just here. Next time I will look at the treatment, how it is treated and what we can do. I am just here to encourage you. Increase your activity. Avoid the alcohol. Get rid of stress. OMG. Stress, as people will say, you cannot get rid of stress. Stress is just how you react to outside forces or outside events. So, as I mentioned before, stress is also an internal issue because there's activity and a lot of things going on inside your body, so you can't avoid that. But outside influences, you certainly, most definitely can do something about that, because that will be how you view these things that is going to cause you to be stressed. I tell you, stress is not something to take lightly. Do not take stress lightly. Make sure you are practicing de-stressing techniques. You have to learn how to de-stress. Learn how to make your back be like the duck. The water just flow off. They just flow off. When people come with all their negative problems, you just let it just flow off. Please, don't take all of that into your mental, in your mind. You cannot allow that. Somebody once said, you cannot stop the birds from flying over your head, but you most certainly can stop them from making a nest up there. You most certainly can stop them from making a nest. Do not give anybody free rental space in your brain, my dear. My brothers, my sisters, hey, don't give them no free space. No, I will not allow that. No, no, no. You only take in, you only meditate on good things. Negative vibrations, negative energy, negative thoughts, you gotta get rid of them ASAP. Get them out of your system. I am not by any means saying you're gonna ignore, if something is going wrong somewhere, or if somebody have a problem, you're not gonna give a listening ear. That's not what I'm talking about. Of course, we are helping each other. We are advising each other. We are being like a sounding board so persons can get some feedback from us based on a situation that they might be facing. I'm talking about when people want to speak negative to you, you should not by any means absorb that thought. You should not take that ownership of that information. I will give you an example. Say, for instance, I'm working in a particular environment and somebody will come up to me and say, oh, I hear that you're acting as if you're the boss's chummy friend or something like that. I'm just trying to come up with an example. You know, somebody might come up and say, oh, you're acting as if you're better than any of us. You know, as if you know everything. You know, because if you hear something like that, you might be taken aback. You might say, why would they be thinking that? But right there and then, you do not want to feel intimidated by that. You should not want to feel as if you're inferior based on what they think. Come on. You can be firm. You can be courageous about it. You can say, please, my dear, I am not thinking myself to be higher than anybody, but by no means am I lower. I have my value. You have your value. We all have our value. And you just equalize that situation right there and then. Do not leave that situation hanging in the air and then you go home with these thoughts of negativity and stress yourself out. Oh, I'm getting too excited about this. Anyway, just to give an example. I'm just giving you an example. Do not let things stress you out. Whenever something comes up, as soon as you can, you knock it down. Don't take it home with you. Don't take it home with to your family. Knock it down. If you're not able to do it right there and then, as soon as you get the opportunity, you deal with it. Stress is no joke. Heart disease is no joke. The consequences of a heart attack or a stroke is no joke. So don't joke with it. Don't take it lightly. Don't take it lightly. I am telling you, don't take it lightly. So next time we're going to look at the treatments that are available and how we can, do our own part to help ourselves. Self-health care. Self-health care. Self-health care. That's my slogan for this series. Taking care of yourself and reversing the curse of chronic diseases. It can be done, and it must be done as soon as possible. Today. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. This was a fast one. I see the time goes so fast. So thank you for joining me. I do appreciate you taking the time out to listen. And I do encourage you, share the broadcast with your family and friends. Share it with your associates. Share it with your co-workers. Everybody needs to hear that they can do something to prevent heart disease. It should not be killing so many people. I mean, it killed more than the pandemic. Can you believe that? It killed more than the pandemic. Okay? So, this is emergency. Let us try and stop this. Stop this. Stop this. It is unnecessary. Thank you, my dear, for joining me. For everyone, wherever you are, now or in the future, when you listen, take action today. Thank you and God bless you. I will see you again next time for our self-health care slogan, reversing the curse of chronic diseases. God bless you. Stay well in Jesus. Amen.